I call the piece Something Extremely Important. Today our friend Paul came to the house in a near dissociative state of panic. Suddenly and without warning, it appeared his marriage was unraveling. He sat down on the big red couch in my living room. I offered him some vodka and he began to cautiously detail his anguish. Up until yesterday, if you'd asked me if my marriage was a happy one, I would have said yes, he said, choking back tears, his voice quivering with emotion. And then last night, out of the blue, my wife comes in and tells me she wants a divorce. As Paul spoke, his voice full of shock and misery, our dog Puppy Boy, a skinny brown and black Tijuana shepherd, approached him. It was one of those moments of poignant, intuitive empathy that people and animals sometimes share. Or it appeared to be, right up until the moment I noticed that Puppy Boy's mouth was full of a large, black, completely deflated soccer ball. To Puppy Boy, a ball is still a ball, whether or not it is currently filled with air. And any occasion, even one that involves tears, is as good as any other to begin again with fetch. So he placed the flat and wet piece of rubber gently on Paul's knee, where it balanced like a rock on Stonehenge. Then he sat down right in front of Paul to wait for the games to begin. Paul, however, was too upset to notice. She told me she wants to start seeing other men, Paul said in a voice riddled with pain. When he began to sob, it was heartrending. At least it was to me. Though apparently not to Puppy Boy, who saw it as a cue to apply a little additional first-inning pressure. So he moved the deflated piece of rubber from the edge of Paul's knee to a new spot on Paul's thigh, thus relocating it just a teensy bit closer to Paul's hands for his added convenience. And having rectified the problem, Puppy Boy sat back down in front of Paul and resumed his ceaseless staring, confident that he was applying just the right amount of additional pressure that would finally, at long last, kick off the start of the game. Unfortunately, Paul had the bad manners to be completely preoccupied by his own tragedy. I have no idea what I'm going to do, Paul said as Puppy Boy moved in a little closer and began staring a little harder. His eyes going intently from the flat ball balancing on Paul's thigh to Paul's face and then back again. As if to create a sort of psychic Google map for Paul out of thin air. In case he was having trouble figuring out where exactly the flat ball might be located. It's been emotionally devastating, Paul continued. Everything I worked for has fallen apart. And what happens to me now? Am I going to lose everything? My house, my car, my savings? The more gruesome and painful Paul's story became, the more convinced Puppy Boy was that it was only seconds until start time. So he picked up the flat ball off Paul's thigh and moved it to the most conveniently located spot of all, the very center of Paul's lap. After which he sat back down in front of Paul and resumed staring. His face as bright with expectation as a preschool-aged child on Christmas morning, secure in the knowledge that he had found the perfect leg spot at last. And thus did Puppy Boy sit poised at the ready, confident that it was seconds until a frenzy of throwing activity would begin. For the whole 2 hours that Paul was at our house. Despite the fact that Paul never acknowledged him at all. Later that night, after Paul had gone home to pick up the pieces of his shattered existence, I began to wonder what Puppy Boy was saying to himself during this piece of behavior. Which, looking back, seemed to be akin to trying to start a game of catch with a man whose entire body was trapped in the basement of a collapsed building. So I asked him. Puppy Boy speaks. Hello, new-seated person. I am Puppy Boy, and I can see that you are very upset for some reason, but I have something on my mind. It is an idea so big that I can hardly hold my head up and get It is more than an idea. It is an urgent message. I'm going out on a limb here and tell you that it is the most important thing I've ever had to say. is this. I have placed a thing on you that you must throw. If you look down now, you will see it. It is that large, flat thing that is bouncing on your knee. It is stretchy and chewy and damp. Everything a large, flat thing should be. Please listen to me when I tell you that this is an opportunity you cannot pass up. The reason I feel I must tell you that I have placed this large flat thing on the edge of your knee, by the way, you have noticed that your knee has a big flat wet thing bouncing on it, haven't you? Or are you so busy sobbing and weeping and talking about yourself that you're having trouble seeing it? Here's a hint. I am staring at it right now. So if you can imagine a laser beam coming from my eyes, and then follow it down to the spot on your leg where it is focused, it will lead you right to it. There. Now you either see it, or you need to get your eyes tested. The only other possible explanation for your puzzling lack of interest is that you are purposefully ignoring me. And why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. Especially since you are really hurting yourself more than you are hurting me. Because let's face it, you're the one who's passing up a great opportunity. And by a great opportunity, I'm referring to the chance to have the kind of fun that everyone dreams of having. I speak of the chance to throw a big, flat, stretchy, wet thing. Think about it for a second. It is a thing that can be chewed, but does not really need to be swallowed. It is at once like dinner and nothing like dinner at all. It is tough and meat-like and moist, like a dead thing, but here's the kicker. It's all the fun of a dead thing and none of the attendant trouble. It stinks like a dead thing, and you can roll on it or take it to bed with you like a dead thing. It can be stretched and laid upon and pulled apart like a dead thing, but it can also be flung repeatedly without coming apart in a million pieces and losing all its guts like a dead thing. And if you can believe your good luck, guess where it is right now. It is now right in your lap. I can't believe you'd be foolish enough to pass up this chance. I don't want to be preachy. But in life there are certain moments that may never come again. This, I believe, is one of those moments for you. Throw it now, or live a life of regret. I mean, I can't stop you if you'd rather just listen to yourself talk. Wife, 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 she did this, she did that. Really fascinating. For Christ's sake, listen to me, you whiny henpecked motherfucker. Just look in my eyes and play along. Pick up the big flat wet thing. Pick up the big flat wet thing. Pick up the big flat wet thing. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Pick up the big flat wet thing. Can you hear me okay? Pick up the big flat wet thing. Are you even listening? You know, maybe if you listen a little better during your marriage, your wife wouldn't want a divorce. Do you ever think of that? Wouldn't surprise me if you never threw the thing she brought you either. Okay, I admit that was hitting below the belt. So that was not the only chance you will get. I'm going to give you another chance right away, as you will see, if you will but gaze legward. I have again placed the flat wet thing on your thigh, and now you will find it is even more conveniently located than it was before. And listen, pal, if I were you, I wouldn't pass up an incredible opportunity like this again. Thank you very much. And thanks for having me.
Now I think that's what it's called, the big flat wet thing. I don't know what it's called, but